Hello and welcome back to PodSaw.
Oh, that's so terrible.
Why is it bad? What is wrong with you guys? Try my hardest.
We're two episodes in and we're already messing up.
Have we messed up?
Wait, we got into one episode and we
Oh
messed
my
up.
god.
Does somebody else want to try it?
No, I'm good.
No, that's the intro then. Done.
Yeah.
It's got the four of us again.
If you hadn't guessed, this is how this podcast goes.
Yeah. Should we
Everybody
do,
picks
I
on
think
me
we should
and
do
gets
bottom
it good.
left because that looks the easiest to do, if I'm honest.
Bottom left.
Bottom
Yeah.
left.
So, persona.
So the topic of this episode is games that our favourite games.
Games that
Games
we've
we
all
enjoy or
enjoyed.
games we want to talk about. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Just,
Games we enjoy.
just generally like our favourite games of all time, really, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, and since we're doing the bottom left, I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
It's one of
So-
your
so-
favourite games, we believe.
It is one of my favourite games. Nick actually introduced me to this when he first
That I
started,
did.
when we actually first met and stuff like that. He says, "Oh, you might be interested in this," and what a game Persona 4 is.
Yeah.
If you love RPGs, especially JRPGs, that's the way to go. There was such an experience, to be fair, going through and everything. But the one character is just like, stands out from everyone else. It's not for the good reason though.
Go on.
You going through, and everyone's got like these really serious reasons for doing what they're doing, and
I
it's
know
just
what
like,
you're gonna
the one character goes, I don't want to run an in. It's like everyone just sort of looks at her and like, really, that's the problem.
So to put this into context, I completely agree. I agree with this statement. But it was so the point of Persona is everyone's going through their own personal trauma, and when they get over it, it gives them powers effectively.
Oh, fuck.
Now,
Hmm.
so for example, one
I'm
guy.
guessing you're not liking this, Ed.
Yeah, I don't like it. But one guy is struggling because he has to go over his family store. He's got to look after his family store after its dad Yusuke. And one guy, for example, is struggling with his sexuality and what it means to be a man and stuff. And then there's it's like actual serious problems people might have. And then there's a girl who's like, I don't want to run an inn, and everyone's like, well, yeah, that's fine. Don't run the inn.
Yeah, just say you don't want to do it.
Not to get into waifu wars, but who did you end up with on your first playthrough? Or your play one?
My first playthrough was Chie because she was like the easiest to go with because it's just like you get swept up in her motion, if you like. You get caught along with the flow.
I also went with Chie, but I think it's because she is.
Let's go.
Better. Yeah, I'm not one of these waifu war people, but
If you were, it would be Chie.
It'd be Chie, yeah. Like she's got a lot more going on. But like if you said you chose Rhys or whatever, like that's fine. Like,
As long as you don't pick.
Yukiko, the worst
Okay.
member of the team. She is. You think we're joking? She's the worst.
Well,
She's-
then I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So.
Okay.
No, neither me.
So it's to put in context, it's a JRPG, as you probably guessed, but it's just really well written and really well voice acted. It's just a ton of fun to play, and the story's super engaging. Persona 4 is like Scooby-Doo style, like solving mysteries. Is how I would describe it. A Chie's face.
It is Chie's face. It is
But,
very engaging.
It was weird because it's one of the
Agree.
first games I ever talked to you about because I think I'd done a playthrough of it relatively recent to us meeting, and it was fresh on my mind. I was like, "You like JRPGs? You should play it." And you're like, "Oh,
Okay, I'll check it out.
I'll check."
So that is like one of the best games I've ever played. So glad I did it. So there you go.
Yeah, do you two have no interest?
We have
Nope.
no idea what you're talking about.
Well, do you have any questions about it? And hopefully you can leave it.
Why?
Why?
How much was it?
I don't know. You're talking about like 20, maybe 30 quid at the time. That was because Golden was relatively new at that point.
New at the time, yeah.
That was like what 5 years ago.
Oh, I was in my element. I've done a smiley face.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, I'm proud of my smiley face. Leave me alone.
Look at my face.
My face is amazing.
It's I think it's just really well done, just in general. I don't know how many times I can say it. I think it's just a really well done game, but that's essentially why. They nail some more I don't know, adult topics, I'd say, in a manner which I consider good. There's a bit of the stuff with gay people which I don't think done amazingly, if I'm honest.
Well, I think that's just the Japanese culture, unfortunately, because
yeah, Japanese people are rubbish. Yeah.
Wow. Well then.
no, just in this case, it's definitely true. Terrible.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. And I'll be honest, they did it as well again in Persona 5.
Yep.
It's
They
like,
did.
have you not learned?
Nope. Apparently not.
It's weird. I'm gonna work out these
Well,
pieces,
where's-
and I'm very bad at this for some. I don't know what my brain's doing. But she's miles off where she should be. She's like much lower. Like, move her down, move her down.
Oh, it's about there. It's about there.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh.
So you
Cool.
may be noticing, I'm going to talk about a bit of the meta of this.
Go for
You
it.
may be noticing that I'm choosing pictures that are usually easier for us to do.
Nah.
We're not the most.
Organised?
I'm trying to think of a
Smartest.
term.
Smartest?
We're not the most smartest.
We ain't the
people,
most
I think
smartest.
Oh,
We're in the
farm
British
came out.
bunch.
The farmer's
Yeah.
back.
You are.
Have you ever done that on YouTube before? Don't know.
I mean,
Farm
You
voice.
Farmer voice? I'm pretty sure I have.
everyone knows you're. I mean,
You eat meat. You eat meat.
Everybody knows he's a farmer. Was you
yeah,
about to say?
yeah. Surely, like you listen to him for a second and you go, "Oh, I know."
Oh, bore off.
He's a farmer.
Fucking listen to me for a second. Yeah.
But sometimes I really struggle at getting images, which I think we'll be doing good. I don't want to spoilers to one of the future episodes, but first films, I was really struggling at getting images for that, and I was just pretty much online to Rhys, complaining to him the entire time about it.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Did
Just
you
find
say
a better
first films?
Favourite films. Favourite films.
The topic we've got coming up.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. So that was it was a rough time, and it will be a rough time for all of us in the future. Just telling you guys now.
Not every picture's going to be easy, is it?
That's true. I would say the aspect ratios of this are kind of weird because of it tries to default something. But I mean, you get a general idea of the image.
Yeah. Just to give us a topic to talk about.
Yeah,
Give
that's
us
true.
something for our brains to do.
There's a lot of green. I'm noticing.
What on this?
There's a lot of
Come
green.
on. Oh, come on. Bit. Just slap it in.
I'm looking at it very like, I've got no idea.
It's
no
got to
idea.
be her, hasn't it? I mean, yeah, there. Yeah.
There.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Crash.
There's some fingers.
There's some fingers.
So one thing they changed from Persona 3 to Persona 4, which I think says a lot about it, is in Persona 3, to activate their powers, they shoot themselves with a gun. And in Persona 4, they put on some glasses. Like,
That was
So,
unexpected.
they put us on glasses and then crush a card, and then they're like,
yeah,
hey, powers.
That was unexpected.
That's true.
it's true, yeah.
100%
Just
true.
shoot themselves.
And
Shoot themselves.
it's not a real gun, but they do shoot
Just
themselves.
a water pistol.
Should we move on to my pick.
Oh, the top left.
Top left.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
He's not going to
So-
shut
here,
up.
here we go. Prepare for a 10-minute monologue.
He's not going to shut up now for 10 minutes, so just beware.
This is Killer 7.
Here we
It's
go.
an amazing, it's an amazing game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just rude, frankly. You know,
It is.
Killer 7, I fucking love. So, before I even begin talking about this, I'm going to say, if you really want to learn about Killer 7, I've got a silent playthrough.
Here we
Oh,
go.
the
Plug in.
Carol-
The
the
plug.
plug.
Yeah, the channel's in the description.
No, it's not.
You can do that much, can't you?
I can't remember to do it. Can somebody leave me a remote reminder then?
Oh,
After all I've done for you,
no.
can't even put my channel in the description.
I bet that hurt.
A lot of stuff to do.
Anyway, 10-minute monologue.
Back to Nick.
Okay, yeah. So, this was recently re-released on Steam. It was a remaster, and it just is an excuse for me to play the game again. And it's made me realise again how much I love this game. So I got this game when it came out, and I was much younger. To be honest, I was too young to really understand a lot of the game. I just loved it mainly for its art, and you'll be able to see when more of this picture's done. What's going on? Yeah, that is there.
Yeah, just making sure.
It's incredibly aggressive style shading, like to the fucking extreme. It's very definite, and I always feel like games like that, which have much more definite styles, always like survive a lot better, because no matter what, that game will always look like that, and that will always work. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Kind of.
I know you said I'm going to do a monologue, but I do want some back and forth here, lads.
We're trying it. We're trying. Trying to keep up with your enthusiasm is difficult in some cases.
So
I mean, like,
you
you can see just from the face here that it is very heavily cel shaded.
yeah.
Which is like one of your favourite art styles, if I remember correctly, like for
Yeah,
like video games, animations, that kind of thing.
Yeah. This, Wind Waker, things like that, I just love. I just think they look so nice and beautiful. But what?
No.
It's this game. The controls are fucking weird. One, like
And you're selling it to me right now.
A big complaint.
I've-
Controls.
I've shown you some of this game when you've come around to my house in the past, Chaz.
You have, yeah.
And you've got to admit the controls of this are fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
this is not here somewhere.
I don't know. I think his face is over a bit actually.
Oh, I think this is shirt. Yeah, maybe.
Like one over maybe.
So it's a FPS, but not all the time. Sometimes it's a third-person puzzle game, and you switch between the two modes by pressing R, effectively, to pull your gun out.
Right.
Now, shooting and killing things isn't like the main point of this game. You're mainly playing it for story, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I love. It's right. So I'm not going to explain the plot because there's no way I can get through it in time. But let me put it like this: after I completed the game, I didn't understand everything that had gone on. I played the game again, understood a lot more, and still didn't understand probably about 80% of it because I was a dumb kid.
Alright, okay.
I still loved it because it was just so much. It was so different. At this time, I was getting into Quentin Tarantino films as well. By the way, I shouldn't have been. I was super young. I definitely shouldn't have been getting into this at this point. But it was at the same time, and it shared a lot of similar things for those sort of films.
Right.
And it just clicked for me at a certain point in my life. I made me realise that gaming could be a lot more than what I thought it could be.
Oh Jesus, this is going a bit deep.
Ah,
Yeah.
It's good.
Favourite games. Chosen favourite games for a reason. It's amazing. I think that goes there.
It's a really weird genre as well. Like, 'cause even though you said it was third person shooter, it's on rails third person.
Yeah,
shooter
on
as
rails.
well.
So, like, to move forward in the game, you just hold A and you move forward, and I'm like, okay. But then, like, you don't turn. You just get given choices to go down different hallways, and you choose to go down different hallways, and you can go down them. And then you have to find different items, and then like you solve puzzles using them. It's fucking bizarre. I suggest you just watch some of it, and then you'll understand a lot more about what I'm talking about. But the plot's fucking bizarre, and it's just so weird in every single way, to a point where I'm just like, no, I just love it so much. It's just amazing. Check some of it out. But to get back to the point I was saying earlier, sorry.
Back to my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/cabicus.
Something like that.
It was. I read this because I didn't understand it properly. There was this online FAQ about questions with this game, and I looked through it, and it's fucking huge, and it just explains the story, and it's like, what does this represent on a spiritual level? What does this represent on a factual level? What does this represent on a personal level? And it's like, the fact that people are willing to delve into this game to that extent to try and work it out, I think says a lot. Like, there's certain Stanley Kubrick films which people analyse a ton. Now, I'm not going to say this is as good as Stanley Kubrick films, because I'm not fucking insane. But it's just incredibly well done in so many different regards. It's the point of like it solves a question, but then asks 5 in doing it. But it is so engaging that you keep going with it. But yeah, I don't know how much, because I don't really want to get into too much of the plot. Let me just put it like this about how poorly I understood the game as a child. Is I was watching it, I was loving it, and throughout the entire thing, one of the most important things is this thing called a Yakumo. The Yakumo. It's about it's a political document which is supposed to be so powerful that it rivals like mythical powers. And
like the Brexit referendum.
Yeah, like that. But it's like you read it and you gain like insight, like Bloodborne. Like it's ridiculous. But I didn't even understand that was a major part of the game. I didn't even understand that was a major thing until like much later than I should have. His face seems weird, but I think that's just because the aspect ratio is all fucked.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm struggling with this gun, and I don't know how it works.
That's how the gun works.
I don't know how.
Did she point and shoot you?
I've got no idea how this thing works. I'm looking at all the pieces, and I'm like, I've got no idea. No idea whatsoever.
Because
it's incredibly cell shaded.
it's as difficult to do as it is to explain the plot, because Nick has tried to explain it to me, and I feel for him because I've just looked at him.
Yeah, I mean, I think in choosing this, I chose it as a challenge. You know, I'm going to struggle to explain
You
this.
masochist.
No, I'll be honest. One thing I will say is I do love Suda51, so he's gone on to make different games after this, and I've loved pretty much every single one of them, to be honest with you. There's some I enjoy much more, like No More Heroes is amazing. It's very Kill Bill-ish in terms of the... Well, I guess it's just very formulaic in the here's a level, here's a boss, fight the boss with a unique like personality, move on. But it's done so... Like, every boss is engaging. It's just super fun to play. You do dumb wrestling moves for no reason in it.
Oh, like what?
Oh, well, someone's got interested.
Shut up.
It's just a ton of fun to play, and like he obviously has learned how to make better games. He made that one open world, which I didn't think was necessary personally, but I mean, each their own. This is fucking I can't work this out like. Is anyone else really struggling on this picture, or is it just me?
No, I'm really struggling. I've got no idea what.
I've watched you lot try and do this picture, and it's hilarious to watch.
Get involved in?
No.
Ah,
We are doing it. We are doing it.
slowly but surely.
Struggling. We're getting there.
I mean, do you have any questions about it? Or do you want me to carry on talking about his different games he's done? Because he did. I forgot what it's called now. I kind of know myself. It's my least favourite of his games, to be honest with you. But it's the one where you're going through hell and you have a skull on a stick.
A skull on a stick.
Yeah, you heard me.
Going through with a skull. Oh.
Otherwise, like by
I'm trying to think of like a Suda 51 game is interesting in itself.
That's so interesting. Difficult is the word you're looking for.
Yeah.
So his face was fucked up, and that was why I solved it. Yeah. So I knew I'd just be talking to myself for this section, and I think I did all right.
I will say that you did, yes. But I will also say that you're not surprised at all that you spoke to yourself for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a game where I'll be honest, I know none of you guys are going to really want to play this game. It's on Steam, if you do want to check it out. I do heavily recommend it. But if you can't be bothered just watching me, because it is a fucking nightmare.
If you can't be bothered, just watch my silent playthrough.
Oh, he
Yeah,
does.
pretty
Plugs
much.
again.
Because it is worth it, in my opinion. Like, getting through the whole plot for it, I do think is definitely worth it. Because it's an absolute fucking trip, man.
It's a trip.
Yeah.
You haven't completed either of these jigsaws.
I know. I'm still looking for the
We are
pieces.
struggling for this one piece.
That gun must be easy to find. I mean, come on. How are we struggling with that? But it's fine, Ed, because we can go back and just do one piece. That's easy.
Just one piece. I like everybody's looking for this one piece though. Nobody else wants to do anything else.
I'm looking
Okay.
for 2 different pieces and I still can't find either one of them.
Yeah, I
So-
noticed these pieces.
Do you want to do Crash or do you want to do Sonic?
I want to take a break.
Okay.
I have a 7-year-old that wants me to say goodnight.
Okay.
Well, go on then.
Cool.
We'll complete.
We'll do Sonic whilst you're doing that.
Okay,
And then you can revitalise us halfway through and be like, oh.
I can just come in and fire shots.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's so much work.
But the thing is, I can't fire shots at Sonic because I actually agree with this one.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. Most people are pretty okay with Sonic.
Anyway, back in a minute.
Right.
Right.
I think everybody's good with Sonic.
Yeah, I think we're all fans.
I think a multiplayer Sonic.
Sorry?
I don't know.
Multiplayer Sonic.
Multiplayer Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic Mania is multiplayer. Or you're talking about like co-op and going to the same end kind of thing.
I don't know how you'd make Sonic co-op, to be fair. I was just an idea that came to my head and I was like, I should be co-op, but then I was like, it's just to be a race to the end, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. You could do that in Sonic 2, which is the one we're doing. Oh, I'll see what I've done there.
Yeah.
So, your subject, Rhys. Admittedly, we all have pretty strong opinions.
I think this is a bit of all of us, to be fair. I mean, I do remember playing it on the Sega as a little one, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Speaking of which, mine still works.
Sega, yeah, that's
Your
mine
Mega
still
Drive.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine still works.
mine, I also think works. So,
Console that never breaks, no ring of death on those things.
yeah, it's true.
No red
Oh,
lights,
God.
warning.
You're just making a mess.
I'm putting all the pieces together. Yes, I've noticed that I've filled an area up that I probably shouldn't have done, but
I'm trying to see where this could go, to be honest with you.
where'd this go?
But, I mean, is there anything in particular you want to talk about, Sonic? Or are you just saying everyone go for it?
I think
Just go
everybody
for
go for
it.
it, yeah. Gotta go
Okay.
fast, mate.
Okay, so Sonic for me was probably a game I've played, if not the game I've played most on the Mega Drive growing up.
Oh
One
yeah,
of the games
definitely.
I've played most. It's like give you a contribution, just agreeing with me as I say.
Oh no, I would say yeah, one of the best. Sonic Pinball. I could never succeed in that.
Yeah, I never really did. Either.
Funnily enough, like you brought that up the once when we were around yours, Nick, don't you? Because you asked Jim to try and play it because he probably never played it before or something.
Oh yeah, I think so.
You went, okay, try and complete this.
Yeah, because I think he said he'd never played it, but he was confident he could complete it.
Yeah.
What,
And I was like,
Sonic Pinball?
naive.
Don't know who you think
Was
you
it
are.
the Spinball, wasn't it? Proper title.
Was it Spinball or Pinball? Sonic Pinball. I thought it was Pinball.
Probably
Sonic Spinball.
Spinball, isn't it?
Pinball. Oh, okay.
At least I think that's what it is.
I thought that's what it is. Don't know. It's bugged me for a while now. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, just Sonic to me, I really connected with it as a kid, so I'd just be playing it all the time.
Yeah, all
It'd
the
just
time.
be-
Mine used to be like, the thing is, my Sega used to be around my granddad's, so I only got to play it on the weekend. Wasn't?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Rough.
Not really.
Ah,
I don't class it as rough. It's a slow into gaming, wasn't like I dropped into it.
I was dropped into it.
The time I was dropped into it was PlayStation 1. That was it. But I was always with my brother there, so it was always joint co-op.
Oh, I remember you telling me this. You could only play games with your brother.
Yeah, because we only had one PlayStation, right?
Yeah, but it was interesting that the only games you were allowed to play. Oh, please don't go there.
No, because me and my brother would fight if there's only one game, one controller. Like, my turn, mate.
This side's fucked up completely. But
It used to be. I'm just throwing pieces in, but they
I don't
don't.
think that goes there.
Struggling with this, mate. Damn.
Yeah, this is rough.
Who chose this crap?
That's top list that goes there. There we go.
Yeah. I think that's a better way of doing it.
Random swear.
Right.
Random bits everywhere. Oh, that's a square. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, no, nothing more, cause that.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, you get one piece in, and you're like, oh, I could get another one in.
Wait, what? Nah, these ain't right now.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
definitely.
from there.
That's definitely not right.
From there.
That's not right.
Not again.
There you go. I think we've done it.
Favourite
Hey.
saying.
So, for me, I've always played Sonic 2 a lot more than I've ever played Sonic 1 or Sonic 3. I did
Yeah.
own Sonic 1 and 2, and I only ever borrowed Sonic 3, to be honest with you. So, to me, all my favourite memories are Sonic 2. I actually got Sonic 1 after Sonic 2. So at that point, because there are things which I think are just better in Sonic 2 than 1. So, I don't know, it's just always a step back for me, I think. I just never really got in on it.
To be fair, when
Edmund Bash.
the first Sonic game I ever played was 2, which goes against everything really, and I found 1 to be so much harder. You know, same with a lot of games around that era as well.
Yeah, that's probably true. None of this is right. We're putting all this here.
Wow, we're struggling on this one.
Oh, this is yellow, so this must go there.
Hello.
What was your experience with Sonic then, Edmund?
I loved it.
Still
Simple to the
does.
point. Okay.
Genuinely still love it as well.
Yeah, I don't think anybody doesn't still love it.
Well, I can be honest. I'm a bit disappointed with modern titles.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
it takes
It's
people
so
to
changed
not
now.
work for Sonic Team to make a good Sonic game. What's that about? Like I'm one of the people who I ironically really liked Sonic Adventure 1 when I grew up. It was like one of the first games I got on the Dreamcast. I loved it, but it's just
My first experience with Sonic was Mega Drive.
yeah. I think that's true with.
I think
We
most.
just all said that.
yeah,
Yeah,
the Sonic 2 was that. It was it. Mega Drive, wasn't it?
yeah.
I think it came out as well.
We all had the same experience on that then. But
I think it
I
can't
know,
come on much else, does it?
no, it came on nothing else.
That's it then. So you've got no choice but to put on that.
Yeah. No one's disagreeing with you.
Oh, that's alright. Somebody was saying, oh,
No, it's just I think I misinterpreted Ed as thinking that my first Sonic game was Sonic Adventure 2, which is just not the case.
No, you definitely did misinterpret that.
It's Sonic Adventure 2. I actually liked. Well, to be honest, I liked 1/3 of that game. I liked the Sonic levels, and that was about it. I also liked the Chow Garden. So actually thinking about it, I probably liked 90% of the game because most of that game for me was playing on that getting that Chow Garden. They should introduce Chow Gardens into the later games because Chow Garden is so sick. Sorry for a tangent, but mate, like Chow Garden is so much fun. It adds so much extra to the game. Like every level you get to the end of it, and then you like raise your Chow up, and it can be like an angel or a devil or like a little chaos. It's amazing.
Everyone's always said that about Adventure 2 though. It's always been about that. Oh,
yeah,
there's
Sonic
us.
completed.
Hey. Okay, on to the next one.
And now Crash.
Crash, yeah.
Crash. I think the reason
It's good stuff.
I love
struggling
Crash.
here, ain't you?
Like, let's not. The old school Crash, I really loved. And the reason why I say old school Crash, because I actually haven't played the remaster.
Haven't played the remaster yet?
No,
Neither have I.
I do own it, but I haven't played it yet.
Maybe.
That sounds good.
I think I haven't played it yet because I don't want it to affect what I've thought of when I was a kid playing it. When I was a kid playing it, you completed a level on that, and that you were the shit. Do you know what I mean?
You were happy, man.
I do get what you're saying.
You were properly like, oh, I've done it. I'm not wrong.
No, you're definitely not wrong.
I don't own it yet because I'm waiting for it to come out on Switch, and they said it'd be released at the same time on Switch, and now I'm just waiting.
But I liked all of the Crash games, like all of them I liked, and I'm properly happy that they're redoing Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, that's been nice as well, hasn't it? Which everybody wanted apparently more than the other one, which is a bit weird.
That is weird.
I don't think it was. I don't think so. I can see why.
I'm with you guys on this, but
That is weird. That
the one thing that would rival Mario Kart.
yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. I'm willing. Like people can help me here. I'm terrible at talking for
genius. Well,
X amount of time.
I've never actually really put much time into Crash. I've always been more an N64 lad than PS.
Yeah.
So you were always with Mario then.
I was always with Mario. I did like go around to my mate's house who played and played Crash there. But I don't know. To me, I've always been much more Mario orientated in my life. So I don't have much to add. Is what I'm trying to say.
It very much was one of these games that it was you either liked Crash or Mario at the point when Crash was released.
Well, it's interesting because they have changed it. Because back in the day, it was like console war nonsense. Like, Nintendo do what Nintendo can't, or whatever it is. It's dumb things like that.
Yeah,
it's dumb. Is the point I'm trying to get.
Yeah, I very much agree with you. But like so, kids, our era.
Yeah.
I say kids. Like it was, Crash is iconic. Pretty much is my point in being behind it, and like it was the first game that I properly put hours into.
Yeah.
Like other games I'd pick up and put down and just not bother with them after.
None of
As
these
I
ones
have-
on the edge are in the right pit, I don't think. Sorry.
As I have done for quite a lot of them since. No, I think you are right. They're not in the right place.
These are on the side, I think. Who's been putting these on the side edge?
Who's put what on the edge?
Calling you out now, who have been doing it. They're all in the wrong place.
It ain't me.
Yeah, Ed.
I can tell you for free, it ain't me.
Ed, it's all your
I'm
fault.
going to pay for the
Bore
answer.
off. Bore off.
Maybe put more effort in.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Should be, shouldn't
Yeah.
That go there? Looks like it.
I'm just here just to rip the piss every now and then. Like let's be honest
he?
here.
The piss every now and then.
To rip the piss out.
I just take a piss every now and then. I was like, well.
Oh yeah, I'll just leave. Like, don't worry about
Oh,
me.
that's Jimmy, that is. Jimmy? Oh, he's
Yeah, I'm
back.
gonna go at Jim for going for a piss. There's a lift. He's allowed to do that.
Not in the middle of just random. Like, not letting anybody know.
Oh,
All 10 minutes beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think he's talking about him just disappearing and then everyone being like, "What?"
Jim. And then, like, what? Jimmy, what have you, Jim? And then he's gone. He's like, oh, well.
Yeah.
He just appeared again. And you come back and be like, oh, where you been? And you're like, I've been to the loo. Why didn't you say?
Just get back on top.
Yeah, just to get back on Crash. I think Crash and Sonic are very much alike in that era.
I think
I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't.
at the time I would agree.
Okay,
I think it's when Crash was when the times are changing. I think. Like when.
Well, Crash 1, it was still very much that era.
Yeah.
At the time when PS was still looking for a mascot, because they did have one, but he wasn't very successful. So much so that I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't have heard of him.
Go on.
He's called like Polyman or something like that.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Hold
like
on, where's my phone?
so ridiculously obscure or something like that. I know he found that out recently.
Obviously, the cat.
Basically, this was just the bump in popularity that the PS needed. Really, this character.
It worked for him. I mean, they used it
It did.
for everything, didn't they? After.
Yeah.
Did they? I mean, he's not been in anything for a very long time.
Not for a very long time now. Now they've got better games. As they'd probably say.
What's their current,
Best game.
They don't really have a mascot anymore, do they?
No, but
The most iconic characters for them can't even get their own games. Ridiculous.
Like what?
Snake is in Smash Bros, but he's not in
Their own.
their own thing. Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Obviously, it's not exclusive anymore, is it?
go on then, Nick.
No, I'm saying all I'd say is as someone who came from Nintendo, Mario is still in fucking everything, and
Yes.
Mario's still putting out 10 out of 10 games. They never stop.
That is weird to think about, to be fair. Mario's been in like the first game they made, and then it's like every other game's got Mario in it, but everybody still likes it. Like, nobody's got bored of Mario.
It's because they keep changing up the formula enough for it to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's
Whereas
everyone's different game as well.
Yeah.
Just got the same
Crash just seems
characters.
to fall off.
Mhm.
I'm not entirely sure why, because they could have kept making them. They would have kept selling.
I mean, they're selling.
There's someone from looking on the outside is saying, but didn't every Crash sell well?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I
I'm
don't
pretty
believe
sure.
so.
No.
I wouldn't believe so.
Well, they used him as a mascot for years, didn't they? I mean, I'm willing to be wrong. So if anybody doesn't watch this, highly doubtful, but if anybody does watch it,
Put us right in
Then-
front.
yeah, please do put me right and just tell me to shut up from now on.
Yeah, you do that.
But yeah, as I say, he was their first big thing.
Yeah,
think that he was-
believe so.
Crash was before Spyro, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Believe so.
I'm not the guy to. That's another one. Actually, no shit. I think I fucked up throughout the entire of this thing.
What?
Crash might be out. I might be thinking of Spyro, which I was waiting for this to come out on.
You might have been.
Switch.
Yes, yeah, because you said that you were waiting for that.
Yeah.
Spyro is coming though. That's a
Yeah.
big plus for me.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say Spyro is coming? What do you mean?
For Switch.
Oh, just for
Because they only want Switch nowadays, used to.
Look, if I'm playing a game which can run as well on Switch as anything else, why would I not get it on Switch?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I just don't care. But that Switch really is too expensive for me.
And I think that's this one done, isn't it?
I think that's done, yeah. Unless we're
Barring
looking-
a missing piece in the Killer 7 one.
Oh
Is it?
yeah,
Is it?
there is.
Oh,
Where's
yeah.
that?
This one right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just sat on top of this puzzle and nobody can see it.
Oh,
Nobody can see it. I don't know why, but it was there. Oh dear.
Right.
That's it, I think. Anybody got anything else to say about their favourite games?
Well, of these, just check out my channel. Just search Caracus and you'll be able to see my silent paper.
Plug,
I have
plug, plug.
I think I have 3 playthroughs on my channel. Hotline Miami, where I talk over that. Quite short, 'cause I'm quite good at that game. And then Night in the Woods, which I'm taped forever because it's a story game and I read everything out.
Yeah,
I
it's
read lots of things incorrectly in it as well. And
We've
I
got
only
faster
realised
internet now,
halfway
so we should expect more. We should expect more from Cabicus.
through. Depends if things come out which I feel are worth uploading to it.
does this mean that you can play Worms now?
This wasn't internet's problem. It was his computer that was that problem. Got a fast
Does
computer, but he couldn't play
Does this
Worms.
mean he can play Worms? No.
Probably not.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah,
Any childhood memories anyone want to say about games, and that's it?
Oh, no, I don't
Well
think
done.
we should say all childhood memories we have of games, but yeah.
Like, just with games, that's what I'm saying.
This is my childhood on the right here.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Swiss
it's
side.
mine as well. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
this one up here, that's my childhood. Man.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. With all of the blood on the walls.
Yeah,
These
this one,
two.
this one's
These
so messed
two.
up.
Yeah, I remember this. Me and my brother being the two characters, obviously.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is,
But
this one, right? So this one, I'd pick up and put down. I pick it up,
Yeah.
get
Play it
annoyed
for a
at it, put it down.
That sounds like so like you.
I mean, you'd probably
That
get annoyed.
sounds
You as a
so
kid,
like
I wonder if you're the same as you was as a kid as you are now. Just get annoyed.
I was worse.
Be like, I can't complete this. That's it. Throw it against the wall. Taking our puzzles apart now.
However, this one I could play for hours and not get annoyed or bothered or whatever,
Yeah.
which is really strange.
What are the childhood games nowadays then?
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Call of Duty.
Really?
Because you know, there's more 6-year-olds playing that than there is 20-year-olds.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, not wrong.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Right, I think we should sign off. We've been
Yep.
talking bullshit for a while now.
I think that's it.
Right,
Well, that's it.
next
Slap
time.
a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Slap a like onto this.
Oh, yeah, slap that like button.
Slap that like button.
And don't subscribe to Cabicus.
Dude. I don't upload ever.
That's a bit of a shot.
See you next time.
Bye.